Hey, I'd rather not talk about it too much, but I had a problem with the channel. I'm sure if you follow what's been going on with false DMCA strikes, you probably have a good idea of what happened. I'm not going to mention it any further, at least not on the channel directly, but the gist of it is that I got a false copyright claim, and now I'm going to have to dispute that and stuff. So obviously that, on top of all the other shit I've been dealing with, has really just made me feel discouraged about doing this. Just knowing that, you know, this is my life's work. I could lose this at any second now, and it just feels like I don't even know if I want to continue for a while. I might take a break. It depends on how far next week pushes me. But I wanted to talk about some exciting developments on here. I have not played this in a while. You know, I've been going through some other stuff, like I just said. But I did finish Nightmare mode. As you can see here, I have the Pandora's box. So I wanted to explain that mechanic because I don't really think too many people have gone into depth about that. I actually had a full playthrough that I streamed on here, but my internet was so bad that night that I guess YouTube just couldn't process the VOD or something. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I streamed for about an hour and a half. I think I did 2 full runs, and that was going to be the demonstration, but seems like that that whole stream just got lost in the void, so I'm gonna have to explain it again. But you see, I don't have that many achievements left. I need to finish on the hardest difficulty, hire 3 NPCs, which I always forget to do because they're so useless. I don't really think having a follower build in this is as good as like Isaac, where, you know, sometimes you have builds in that game where you have a bunch of followers and they do like ridiculous damage and stuff. I don't really think that's a thing here. It seems like kind of a waste of money to take them. Maybe now it is more feasible, now that they've kind of changed the economy of the game and they've made it a little more practical to upgrade items. I'll probably grab that on stream at some point. So I just need to finish Nightmare and Limit, or Extreme, on Pandora, which I haven't done yet. Now, they have not updated this game in almost a month. By the end of next week, or about a week and a half from now, it will have been a month since they've done anything, even a hotfix. So I'm thinking that the next update is going to be a pretty big one. So I've been saving my soul value from what little I've been playing. Hopefully they're going to add like some new items or weapons or something in the next big patch, and I'll have enough points to kind of just go ahead and grab those. So I haven't even messed around with the other titles. I'm going to wait and see what comes in the next patch. So I'm not going to do a full run. Kind of redundant to do one at this point. I also want to conserve my soul value. So you come over here. So basically it gives you a couple of level 3 items that you can use, but the enemies attack faster and they do more damage as well. So it actually is pretty fun. The Pandora Normal is pretty fun for that kind of balance between challenge and actually having a pretty decent build. I did a Pandora Normal run after I first unlocked this by finishing Nightmare, and it was actually pretty fun. So it costs 100 soul value, so if you're not a high level for some reason, even though getting the Nightmare would probably require a pretty good level or some pretty ridiculous luck, you might want to take some precaution before using this, because you will have to make it through at least the first floor, maybe about halfway through the second floor, before you'll get enough soul value to offset what you spend. So you get some stuff to choose from here. So we've got a crossbow, one-hand sword, 2 crossbows. Scorpion level 3 is not that great, but I'll take that. And then you get to choose an item as well. So I'm not sure what the best option in this would be. This is not really a great selection. Freezing's pretty good. That's actually not a bad starting build at all. I mean, a level 3 weapon is pretty nice. And you can still come over here if you want to power yourself up a little more and get another weapon. But I'm not really intending on finishing this run, so I'm gonna save my soul value. I have no idea what they're planning with this game or like what the next update is going to entail, so I kind of want to save my resources so that I can unlock at least a portion of it. Oh, I forgot to get the dagger. Hold on. Go back and get the dagger. I don't know if I can go back. Uh-oh. Alright, well, whatever. The point of this is just to show the Pandora. I don't think I can go back to that starting room. I'm stuck with this setup I'm not used to using. Pretty sure he used to be able to go back at some point. That might just be placebo, though. You can see they're attacking faster, they also have more damage. This misfortune with the skeletons reviving is really annoying. Apparently you can re-roll your talents and change the misfortunes. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. I've heard that from a viewer. No, it doesn't want to give me a dagger. I'm just going to clear this floor to show the difference in Pandora normal. The Harpy in particular attacks a lot faster on this mode. That's pretty interesting. It's not that the sword and shield is bad, it's just that I'm not really used to using it. I like the dagger better because it has the stinger. The stinger is really good for closing the distance. See, he's attacking more often. I'm also really terrible with this combination of weapons, so that's not helping either. The Pandora is pretty cool. You do get a pretty nice reward for using it. You definitely get a faster build. What's interesting about this compared to other roguelikes is you can't really reset. The only way that you could really reset and take advantage of Pandora and the other NPC that gives you the weapon would be to like cheat and just give yourself infinite money, which at that point, you know, if you're using cheat engine, I don't even know if cheat engine is something that you can even use with this game. I think they have some kind of protection on it. At that point, you could just give yourself whatever weapon you wanted. So this game is a little different from other ones where, you know, you can't reset dozens of times until you get a decent build. You're pretty much stuck with what you have. Like if you spend the currency or the soul value on Pandora, then you will have to play through a pretty decent chunk of the game before you'll really be able to use it or get your money back. So it can definitely be a difficult decision. This build I have is not ideal, to put it nicely. Level 4 of this doesn't really do anything special either. I've tested it in the past. So that's also the other unwritten risk of using Pandora. Sometimes it will give you stuff that's not that great. I hear Pandora Extreme is supposed to be ridiculous or something. I think they've actually done some balancing on it to make it not so awful, but I've seen a lot of people complaining about it. I personally haven't bothered with it because I just haven't really been I haven't had a high frustration threshold lately. But it's good that they're addressing it. A lot of people have said that it's not fun to play. It has the problem that a lot of other difficult you know, action games or difficulty modes in some games in general just aren't fun. Like the initial, for instance, like the normal mode on that game, like they attack like crazy. I can't imagine how frustrating the hardest difficulty must be. Like you must not be able to do anything but the safest attacks, but the moveset in that game was really not that well balanced to begin with, so I can't imagine how frustrating that would be. It's probably how this game's difficulty is. When I'm feeling a little better, I probably will try it out at some point, but I just haven't been in the mood for it, especially since they're still tweaking it. I think the Chinese players are still complaining about it as well. So I'm going to go through one more floor here, a couple more combat rooms, and then I'll end the video. The Harpy, I don't feel like going that far, but the Harpy attacks a lot faster on Pandora, so the fight actually goes, I think it goes a little faster, which is nice. That is definitely the slowest fight in the game. You can see how much more damage they're doing. They're also attacking a lot more often as well, so it's not just, you know, the usual difficulty increase you get in these kinds of games where everything just does 50 more damage. It actually is a pretty nice incentive to play. You know, you get your reflexes up and stuff. Still on the hunt for a dagger. The ice proc is pretty good, but the rest of my build is really not that great. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. This isn't really an ideal build. I'm also not playing with the normal assortment of weapons that I normally use, but Pandora is pretty fun. I think I'll probably switch to Pandora normal for my fun runs if I don't feel like playing on just regular hard mode in the future. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I'm sorry if things are low-key for a while. I have a lot of really stressful things happening next week, and on top of getting this copyright strike, which I didn't really deserve, it's really killed my morale. I'm gonna need some time to just take a break, and hopefully, things will go smoothly next week. And beginning of next month will be Aztez. I'm going to get that at some point, maybe even the first day that it comes out. We'll see if there's any problems with it. The initial, ironically, like right after I made that review, they made a pretty significant patch, including the optimization, so I probably will get that at the beginning of August as well. They'll probably have like 2 or 3 more patches by then, so I'll probably get into that. If I'm able to record it, then I'll go ahead and cover that as well. That's going to be the majority of what I'm doing in August. Unfortunately, I have not been able to get my capture card working. It's just been blue screening. That's been another big source of stress for me as well, so I need to get that worked out. I need to work on my arm and this copyright strike. There's just a lot really overwhelming me at the moment, so just please forgive me if I don't make anything in depth for a while. I'll do my best to finish Earth's Dawn, keep you guys this, and then in